Good evening. Welcome to the Select Board meeting. I call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock for Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. This meeting is being broadcast live on BNC TV and live streamed on YouTube. To find BNC TV on YouTube, go to youtube.com and search for Bernardston-Northfield Community Television. This meeting will also be available for later viewing by following the link at townofbernardston.org. You can also watch channel 1075 on your Comcast dial in Bernardston. First order of business is the warrants. I would entertain a motion for the payroll warrant in the amount of $63,206.46.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, any corrections? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
It's a vote. I would entertain a motion for the vendor warrant in the amount of $53,231.24.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, any corrections, deletions? All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion for the regular meeting minutes of October 2nd, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Any corrections, additions, deletions?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
I would entertain a motion for the special meeting minutes of October 8th, 2024.
So moved. Second.
Any corrections, deletions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All righty. Next order of business is the calendar announcements. I'll turn it over to Brian.
So this weekend is Scarecrow in the Park. Bear with me. I got to pull up a flyer here for everyone. Omitted from this announcement was the Friday night for the Bernardston Fire Department. We'll have dinner, live music under the big tent from 6 to 9. Also Friday night, the Senior Center has a cruise night from 4 to 6. And I think that's all I got.
All right.
Followed by the rest of the announcement.
Okay. Mark your calendars. Scarecrow in the Park is scheduled for Saturday, October 19th through Sunday, October 20th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So both days, 9 to 3. Scarecrow in the Park is an annual event presented by the Kiwanis Club of Bernardston as a fundraising effort for their scholarship fund. Please view the Scarecrow in the Park 2024 Facebook page for details. Also, the Powers Institute Museum will be open during Scarecrow in the Park on Saturday, October 19th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is the last opening for the museum this year. Early in-person voting schedule for state election November 5th, 2024. Early in-person voting for the November 5th state election will begin on Saturday, October 19th from 8 a.m. to 12, as in noon. The rest of the early in-person voting schedule is posted on the town website at townofbernardston.org. Fall 2024 Clean Sweep Bulky Waste Collection Day. Boy, that's a mouthful. Saturday, October 19th. And where is that?
I'm sorry, the details are on the website, but
Okay.
it's in a few places. I think it's at Mohawk.
It's at GCC.
GC.
Yeah, it's on the website. There's a few different locations for the bulky waste.
So go to
My apologies,
townofbernardston.org for all of your
It's on the calendar.
Clean Sweep Bulky Waste Day collection.
Yes.
Bernardston Senior Center Council on Aging will be hosting a flu COVID vaccine clinic on Monday, October 21st from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. To pre-register for this event, and you need to pre-register, go to the Board of Health webpage and click on the Franklin Regional Council of Governments Vaccine Information tab. Planning Board meeting scheduled for Wednesday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. in the Town Hall. And the last day to register to vote is October 26th, 2024. So please, if you intend on voting in this important election, make sure you get registered. And you would go to the clerk's office.
Yes, and they can actually vote that day that they register to vote as well, if they want to.
Take care of all the business in one visit. Citizens' concerns.
Yes, I do.
Aha. Go ahead.
I meant to copy this, I will, and give you all copies. I received this yesterday, and I have responded. Stephen Neston-Power resigned from the Finance Committee effective Monday, October 14th.
Okay.
And I thought perhaps you might also like to send a letter.
We will prepare a
Karen,
letter.
will you
Yes, ma'am.
cancel his
Yep.
email.
Yes, I will, thank you. We want to maybe send him a letter for this
Yeah.
time served, for appreciation, right?
Did you mean to give this to me? I think you gave me the wrong thing.
That's probably the Alina Cohen thing.
Oh. Sorry.
I'm reading it, I'm saying, okay, we'll try this one. That works. Yeah, okay.
I'll need to copy that.
If you get it back, you have to read it out, make copies for each of you.
So Stephen has sent a letter to Jane. I have resigned from the Finance Committee effective Monday, October 14th, and will no longer participate in any further committee activities. Stephen. So, thank you.
I just need a copy of it. so.
Copy of that. Any other citizens' concerns? Hearing none, we'll go on to appointments. Lori Novus and Justin Lawrence, please come on up so we can get you on camera.
Right there.
Lori Novus is our Cushman Library Director, and Justin Lawrence is President of the Cushman Library Board of Trustees. They're here to discuss a possible fundraising initiative. So,
Welcome,
I
welcome.
wanted to extend my appreciation for your time tonight. It's the first time I'm meeting some of you. It's been a real honor and pleasure to work with your community.
go ahead. That way the camera can pick you
Okay,
up.
thank you. I'm not used to this kind of meeting, but it's, I'm a novice and a novice at the same time.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good.
So I have a brief overview of the library and, you know, things that we're doing and things that we
Alright.
hope to do. Thank you for bringing that out.
Can I have one more?
I have a couple here.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you pass them back? Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, of course. Come prepared, right?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We have exciting things going on. I've been working since July 22nd, and we have a lovely play group that comes every Wednesday morning from 10:30 to 11:30. Sometimes they stay a little bit longer. One morning we had 19
Wow.
adults and kids total. It was really
What age group is this?
so they're anywhere from babies to toddlers. So you know, infants to age 3. Deb Wood heads it up, and she's just fantastic. It's really been such a pleasure to watch. Our Monday night book club is going really well. Peggy Ship is in charge of that, and she does a wonderful job. So that's a wonderful
Is there-
addition.
That's on your website
It's on our
somewhere?
Facebook page, so the
Facebook.
book is on, you know, I post it on Facebook. And if anybody wants to join the club, just email us and we can add you to our email list.
You say which books are your,
We do,
Okay.
are on the list, yeah.
Okay.
They're now debating a couple different titles coming up, so it's
Okay.
fun. We are looking at some grants. I know that finances are tough, and so I do like to write grants. I'm pretty good at it, and so there are a couple of grants. One is for energy efficiency, so maybe things like windows and doors. Another one is for accessibility. These are federal grants or through library agencies. So that's kind of in the pipeline. We are, you know, trying to bring in as much money as we can to save your residents money. And it's out there. It's just a matter of finding it and applying for it, which is not always easy, but it's worth it.
okay.
What else do we have going on? It's been a pleasure working with your town hall. I can't say enough about your town administrator, Chris, Susan Bobet, Kristen, your accountant. Totally impressed. I ask a question, within sometimes a couple of hours, sometimes minutes, I get a response. Very professional and very competent, so it makes me feel good because I don't have all the answers, right? I mean, that's not my job, finances. That's their job, or laws and things of that nature. So really helpful. So I wanted to make sure I passed that along. Let's see what else. We'll be at Scarecrow in the Park over the weekend. We'll have art projects for the kids to take home and free books. And we have a perennial plant sale, which I'm excited about, to raise some funds. The Friends of the Cushman Library are trying to do a fundraiser with perennial plants. It's not too late to plant things in the ground. So.
Will that be at the library or?
That will be at Scarecrow in the Park.
Okay,
So,
so you have your own booth, your own whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna have our own booth, and we'll even, yeah. So that's something easy and something different. We cleared it with Brandon Grover to make sure we weren't duplicating, you know, that kind of offering. So, and I just wanted to share a little show and tell with you quickly. We have, I don't know if you're aware of this, but this book here, we have scrapbooks in the library back to the early
you're aiming at that.
1900s. Every year from the 1900s, your newspaper clippings are in these books.
Wow.
So if you're looking for history, you're looking for information, we have it from early 1900s to the present day. And Jeanette, I don't know her last name, is a volunteer. We buy the Greenfield recorder for her, and she goes through it and she clips these out for us and puts them in chronological order. So
Wow.
they're fun to look through. I can leave it here on the table so you can, people that come in, they can see it. And so please, let people know that we have that. It's part of your history. So, and I think I'm going to wrap up. We did have a building inspection, and I think Justin will discuss a little bit about that, what's going on with that. So,
You're
thank you.
smiling?
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just because she always leaves me the fun things. She gets to come in and be the hero, and then I get to play bad cop.
Good cop,
No,
bad
really,
cop.
it really isn't that bad. I'll start with a big thank you to Lori, who we have been really, really consistently impressed with. So the board of trustees is into two groups, right? There's the trustees board, and then all of the officers form the board of directors. And the board of directors are tasked with Lori's onboarding and orientation and working and supporting with her through her onboarding time. And her ability to take initiative, work with key stakeholders in the town and in the library systems, her ability to problem solve and to anticipate needs of patrons and the townspeople has been absolutely incredible. And so we are very, very fortunate to have Lori with us, and we're very thankful for the job that she's done. Speaking of being proactive, we, for the first time in probably over 20 years, had a inspection by FERCog came in and did a public building inspection, which is probably second nature to anybody who works in a public building. It was new to us. We weren't aware that that was something we needed to do. So there was a short report of some pretty standard things that we're working on. We're working through the report. Once we get more information, I can come back and we can share it and talk about it. So far, it's actually been pretty reasonable. A couple of railing things that Brandon Grover's been helping with. A couple of emergency lights that we need to put in. Nothing that shocked us, and everything seems to be going really well. Besides that, the building and grounds, in our opinion, are in great shape. We're planning to do some fall cleanup and get things ready so that Scarecrow in the Park, we're looking really good, and even after into the winter time. So all in all, things are happy and healthy at Cushman Library. We're really appreciative of your folks' support and the support that town officials have been offering to Lori and to us as we move through this new process of a new director.
A couple of questions.
Please.
The COG did this review?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Different personnel than the ones that came through in order for us to reopen the library?
Yes. So it was the Board of Health who had closed the library, and then it was the Board of Health who needed to state that it was safe to reopen.
Yep.
Apparently, this was the news to us, every year FERCog comes in and does an inspection with the building inspector comes to inspect public buildings
Okay.
Yes.
to ensure that they're compliant for
Jim
ADA.
Hawkins?
Jeff Gosian.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Works.
his counterpart.
Yeah.
Who works, yeah,
all right.
with Mr. Hawkins. And so they came in,
August, I think.
August, and he had done full circle and then stopped by us. He was in the building maybe 25 minutes. He went through every floor.
Yeah.
Was pretty thorough, and like I said, he only had a couple of railings that needed to be fixed, some extra emergency lights. We added a fire extinguisher to the third floor, things like that. There wasn't anything major, no reconstruction, no.
Right.
That's great.
Nothing terrible. So I will mention just a fact. We had reached out to that department before we reopened and asked them to come and do an inspection, and they didn't respond to us at that time. So everything in its own time.
Yeah.
They
That's
have their
good.
system, and we follow it. And now we're working through the report.
Since you've reopened, I live next door, I've seen a lot of traffic in the library. It's
Yeah,
different than it used to be.
yeah.
Do you have statistics as to how much it's increased?
We do keep stats. I can get you that percentage increase. We keep stats for the state of Massachusetts. We have to
Okay.
for reporting purposes, but we also, for our own assessment, right, and growth, like to keep statistics. So we keep statistics from everything from people that enter the building, reference questions, programs, the number of bins that come in, which means books that have come in that, you know, get sorted and processed, because there's labor behind that, right? So there's definitely been an increase. The state of the library, Massachusetts State Library actually has a lovely dashboard, you know, on the computer that shows you your statistics from last year and the year before and the year before.
Oh.
So you can see growth, you can see, you know, stagnation, you can see where you need improvement or things of that nature. So yeah, so we do keep statistics. Yeah, it's right on our little calendar on the desk, which is going to be converted to an Excel spreadsheet just for easier number crunching and stuff.
Good.
So yeah, it's fun to see those numbers. It really
Yeah.
is. I mean, just this program alone with Deb Wood, first of all, she gets all the credit. We just provided this space for her. She has such a magnificent following, such a magnificent database. You know, she's so well known and she's so good. And she came highly recommended from the library director over at Northfield, Misha Storm. So it was easy for me. I just had to provide the space, you know. She's got just a great following, and so, you know, she keeps up with her parents, and the word of mouth is just very strong, you know. So it's great to make these connections, you know. It just is. And I had another person that offered to do a play group maybe on a Saturday. So I think in the depths of winter, when people are looking for things to do with young kids, and it's hard to get outside all the time, you know, maybe from December through March, we offer a Saturday play group. And it's all, you know, pro bono. It's really just a beautiful, you know, beautiful thing. Yeah.
That's nice.
It's a good question. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
How can the select board help in this process of?
Be willing to hear us, be our partners, you know, and it's reciprocal, because you might need things that maybe I can help you with too. You know, you might need a grant or some funding. We you know, if big things come across our desk that need improvement next door, you know, the building is an old building. I find that a lot of our money goes toward, you know, the building, literally. There is a preservationist at the State Library that I'm going to call upon to see how she can help us. You know, they can come and do an assessment for us. They can even show us where there might be some funding. You know, you're talking about the bricks needing to be repointed. That building needs TLC. So that's one of my concerns right now. Is I feel like it's time to treat her the way she should be treated, and that means energy efficiency too. So if we can get this Department of Energy grant, it's up to $100,000. It's a lot of money.
Wow.
That might replace all of your windows, you know, in historical reproduction, and even the doors, because there's definitely a gap on the top of that entrance door. I was like, Peggy, do you see this gap? Anyway, so those are the things, like, you know, it would save money in the long run, and it would keep the building, you know, in good shape. So how can you help us? Just be here for us, listen to us, and if we ask for help, know that it's not, you know, we're not being histrionic about it, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, so thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, very much so. And be library users. Come and see us. You know, if you have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, whomever, you know, come and see us. You know, libraries are amazing places, and books are
Absolutely.
change agents. So yeah.
Good.
And any suggestions you have for us, if you hear good and bad in between, let us know so we
Parking.
can. Yeah.
Along Church Street can be a challenge. Getting people to park on the far side away from across the street safely.
I know, and
Right.
it's dark right now, so I'm in the middle of trying to get some solar lights. I'm trying to do things inexpensively that are sustainable, so we're looking to get some maybe solar lights for the front of the building. Yes, I agree. It's a very dark
People hit
intersection.
that bridge and head
I
down.
know.
The
and
gas
it's like-
pedals just,
Yeah.
I know. So maybe there's something we can do that has a flashing light. Maybe there's a grant we can get that, for safe.
Well, we're working on that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's a
It
state
is-
road, yeah.
We
yeah.
got things in the
In the
fire for
pipeline,
that, yeah.
okay.
okay.
For
Yeah.
the crosswalks on Church Street. The main focus is across from the Dunkin' Donuts one, and then you have the one down by you in
It's
between
really
the fire
dark.
station. Right, yeah.
It's really, really dark.
So we'll dig it. We got
Yeah.
things in the works with it.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We really
So going back to the energy,
Yeah.
so we have a green committee.
Right, I saw that in our
Correct.
budget, right.
We've had businesses come in and do not an audit, but they look to see what is in there for insulation and
Right.
everything too. So
Right.
we can certainly work together
Yeah.
and I want to see what you know about what's available for grants. I know what's
Sure.
available through the Green Communities
Sure.
Division of DOER, because that's
Right.
what, one of the things we're doing, working on right,
DOER.
Department
Department
of
of
Energy
Revenue.
Resources.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
So definitely, because there are things that we have been working on as well.
But I know the mini splits came through, I think through that
Through that.
grant,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah,
Yeah,
great.
They don't cover installation of windows though.
Okay.
So behind you is the
Yes.
chair of the finance committee.
Yes, Jane.
Jane,
Yes.
you've met Jane.
Yes, we have, yeah.
One of the biggest challenges in this town is always getting through the budget process. And that falls squarely on your shoulders as far as, and
Yeah,
the
board,
yeah.
the board, to pull together a budget. And it's always a fun process. Fun?
Well, their treasurer worked on it last year, so
Yep.
they're not all neophytes.
Good.
Right.
And I did send a note, and if you want to sit down, I did send a note about capital
Right,
requirements, because we like to try to get the capital stuff at least firmly in our minds before we have to start the operating budget. Because capital expense depends on what's left over after the operating budget.
right, that makes sense.
Or if it's an emergency, what's left after the capital budget.
Right,
Anyway, it's a
Okay.
balancing act.
yeah.
So if we could, and we'd like to project, and I could have a sales pitch.
Please.
We like to project for capital expenses out 10 years. And we know that when you put an item on there with a dollar amount, that dollar amount is going to fluctuate
Yeah.
every year when you
Yeah.
report.
Yeah.
But that's okay, it's still, it gives us.
Earmarked, kind of, yeah.
Well, and it helps us to spread things out so that every department isn't asking for some $500,000 expense the same year,
Right,
or
okay.
even a $10,000 expense the same year. Because if everybody got that, it would hit those
So
tax rates.
timing, Jane, as far as their budget submission, when do you anticipate them?
When's the deadline? I have the letter ready to go out, and
Oh,
go out next
good.
week.
Okay. She's on it.
And it will
Oh,
say
yeah.
that your budget is due December 31st.
And is the general operating budget and the other budget, are they the same document or are they two separate?
They're separate.
Separate, okay, good.
Thank you.
But
Anything?
I'd be glad to come, talk to you and
Okay.
bring maybe bring your previous budgets.
Perfect, thank you.
Might take you up on that.
Yeah, we will.
Get your
yeah.
running start at it.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything else?
I think that's it. Thank you for your time. Thank you
Yeah,
so
all right.
much.
Thanks very
Yeah,
much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Yeah, well, we'll
Justin.
leave the scrapbook with you.
Yeah. Can I keep you so I can
Yes,
give it?
keep
Okay,
going.
I promise
Yes,
I'll
yes,
take
yes,
good care of
Yeah.
it. Better than
You gotta
the
give it back.
facilities
It's like
report.
you're
But
checking it out.
Sooner or later.
What year was that?
this one is recent, 2023.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That was recent.
When you get
Yeah.
back into the older ones, they're very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be on the
Where are they in the
top
library?
floor.
Fires.
On the second floor. the
Yes.
second
Okay,
floor.
gotcha. All right.
Yeah, come see us.
Thank you.
Bring it in front of you.
All right, we'll look for you, Scarecrow in the Park.
Thank you.
Thanks for
everybody.
coming.
Thank you.
Okay. New business, ARPA closeout discussion. December 31st, 2024 is the final date to obligate ARPA funds, and it is quickly approaching. The town of Bernardston has approximately $45,623.59 left. Approximately?
Well,
Okay. Decisions need to be
never know.
made to obligating the rest of the money, or it's one of those use it or lose it.
That's right.
So we need to,
You do have to return what you don't, if it's not obligated, we gotta return it.
we need to
So-
brainstorm as to how to best effectively use those funds.
And obligated means that it has to be under a contract or some kind, or invoiced, or you have to have a paper trail showing that the money's been obligated
Yeah.
that
Okay,
way.
Can't just say, oh, we'll probably.
Exactly.
right,
So it's not like it has to be gone, but it has to be obligated.
okay. So we gotta get on it.
Yeah, and
Can departments have a chance to put in for some of that ARPA money?
Yeah.
I don't know, that's
Well,
my
I'm just
point.
saying,
I'm not
but-
sure how you want to go about it.
You can bring up ideas.
New flooring in my office.
That's been captured already. I've captured the town hall stuff already
All right,
for the building, but I'm not, it's kind of close hold because I don't know what you want to do. I don't want to,
we need to,
you need to huddle. and
Schedule
a separate meeting about it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Probably better.
yeah,
okay.
those are important dollars.
All right,
We
I
need to
will,
get-
I will do that.
Thank you. Fiscal year 25 Bridge Investment Project Grant, Letter of Support. The Mass DOT applied earlier this year with a letter of support from the town for the fiscal year 24 Bridge Investment Program with the bridge project in Bernardston, but did not receive an award.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Back in March, we signed
Yes.
the letter? Okay.
Yep. Mass DOT has decided to reapply for fiscal year 25 Bridge Investment Program and is asking for another letter of support. The letter of support reads the following. The town of Bernardston is pleased to submit a letter of support for the Mass DOT grant application for the Bernardston Bridge Replacement Project on Route 10 over Fall River and deck replacement Route 10 over I-91. The proposed cross-section will consist of two 12-foot travel lanes, two buffered bike lanes, and a sidewalk on the south side of the bridge. We are in full support of this grant and recommend that Mass DOT receive the funding required for the Bernardston Bridge Improvement Project and bring the two bridges back to two bridges because there are
There
one
are
right
two.
next to
Yeah.
the other. But I lost my place here.
Back to the
Two
state.
bridges back to the state of compliance to ensure regional connectivity for our rural areas in northern Franklin County. Signed, the Bernardston Selectboard. I would make a motion to approve and sign a letter of support for the Bernardston Bridge Improvement Project.
Want a second or?
Second, sorry.
Sorry.
Any discussion?
No, I think it's a good thing to apply for.
Yeah.
It is.
absolutely.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Appointment of Laura Ferguson to the Conservation Commission. I would entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Laura Ferguson as a regular member of the Conservation Commission for a 3-year term effective October 16th, 2024.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Chris, what do we know about Laura? What her skills?
No, she responded to our volunteer application on the website.
Okay.
Nice.
And she filled out a volunteer form, and her interest was in the Conservation Commission, so I forwarded the application to the Conservation Commission, and they took it from there. I think they invited her to a meeting and got to know her, and then they
Okay.
decided to invite her, or not invite her, but she became a member.
Okay.
So that's how that came
Resident of
about.
the town and.
Yes, yep, of course.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Appointment of Jen Moore to the Planning Board alternate member. I would entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Jennifer Moore as an alternate member of the Planning Board effective October 16th, 2024.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. Again, I'll look at Chris. Do we know anything about Jen Moore?
Jen Moore is currently the clerk for the planning board,
Oh.
and she also is the clerk for the Green Committee.
Okay.
Helping with, just entering the data for that.
And
but
she's been serving both of those committees for
Not very long.
Couple months.
maybe
a couple months. Okay, so she knows what's going
But she's
on.
a Bernardston resident as well.
Okay.
Her husband's in the, her husband's on the Conservation Commission, Damian
Yeah.
Great.
Moody. Yep.
So we're getting the whole family involved here.
That's good.
We're filling the seats, which is good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Appointment of Jared Britt to the Planning Board. I would entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Jared Britt as a member of the planning board effective October 16th, 2024.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion, Chris.
No, he also came through the website.
Good.
He filled out a form, he filled out the volunteer form. I met him here.
Okay.
And again, because I didn't know what he was looking at. He didn't
Yep.
talk specifically about the planning board, but then after we sat and chatted, it just so happened that the next day the planning board was having a meeting at 1 o'clock last week, and Ron Fulton, the chair of the planning board, knows this gentleman.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, so he's also going to join the team.
Excellent.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Okay.
you to all.
Cybersecurity tabletop exercise. The town administrator and Vantech, our IT partner, will be participating in a cybersecurity tabletop exercise on Thursday, October 17th, that would be tomorrow, at the FERCog in Greenfield. The event will utilize the Mass,
It's cyber, sorry.
I was going to say, that's a weird, Cyber Center, Defend the Network, where participants will be assigned an organizational role and work to identify, detect, protect, respond, and recover from hypothetical cyber attack. Participating towns who subscribe to MIA,
Maya.
for cybersecurity insurance will be granted Maya reward points for their participation.
Yeah, we'll
So,
get some.
thank you for doing that.
Yep, we'll get some points towards our insurance at the end of the year,
good.
we can choose how we want to use the money or whatever. So,
Great.
A lot of towns have been subject to invasion, hacking. It's painful and expensive.
and Brian's going. I'm very excited about
Good.
that involvement. I just
that's
kind of
pretty
shot
cool.
Crystal an email and said, hey, can someone come from Advantech? Because it was encouraged to bring your IT people.
Brian Leck
Yeah,
is our
yes.
on-site expert from.
That says a lot about that. I think that's
Advantech.
really good.
Yep,
So,
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
terrific.
Yep.
Invitation to Senator Comerford and Representative Natalie Blaze to an upcoming town event. Jane Dutcher is here this evening to discuss inviting Senator Comerford and/or Representative Natalie Blaze, or both, separate or together, to an upcoming regular select board or joint meeting in the future in an effort to demonstrate our commitment to open communication, change, and improvement. I happen to be at an event with Senator Comerford, and she was. I offered for her to come and talk to us on camera and raise the issues of concern specifically for the town of Bernardston. I think you were at the same event.
Yeah, it wasn't part of the conversation, but I did
Yeah,
my conversation.
so we came at her-
with too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because,
come to the table, Jane. It may be
please.
Gotta make
you,
it
Jane.
easy on Tyler.
yeah, it's easier on Tyler. Thanks,
I want to
Jane.
make it easier on Tyler.
Oh, wow.
That's not nice.
Tyler is
Be
our-
nice
our
when you come to the
PNC
table.
Tyler and I get along
Go
just
way
fine.
back.
We
Right.
like to tease each other too. The last time Senator Comerford was here was very uncomfortable.
Really?
And I think that we left the situation as not the happiest it could have been. This was back during COVID. And we actually met around tables out in back of Town Hall.
Parking lot, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And the first time that I met her after we began to have public meetings again, I went up and said, I'm Jane Dutcher, and I didn't even finish saying I'm from Bernardston, and she said, that was a tough meeting. And that's when I decided that we needed to work hard at establishing good relationships with our state people, beginning with her. So I'm glad that you're thinking about inviting her, and I hope I haven't washed too much dirty laundry in public here.
No.
But people should know.
What's in the past is in the past.
It's in the past, and we
She
want to
has-
fix it.
She has a special
Right.
place in her heart for us. She's worked hard for us.
She is, yeah,
Um,
in spite of us.
no, and she shows up. And I've told her that. I said,
Yeah.
you know, what I like most about you is you come to events that we ask you to come to. We need to do that more often.
Right, and she's been to the senior center a number of times.
Yes.
right. But we haven't had her back to this group.
She actually helped out in one of the pop-up pantries.
With a pop-up pantry, yeah.
So you want to do that jointly with the finance committee, you're thinking, or just at a regular select board meeting?
That might not be a bad idea. Bring
I
the
think it
finance
should,
committee.
well, it would be nice if it was a joint meeting, but I think it should be one that's going to be recorded. I think the public
Right, I
should.
think we could definitely do that, and
Yeah.
we have to discuss it, but maybe it makes some sense to do it as a separate meeting that we can convince Tyler to come back to.
So the
Since you have that
scheduling,
good relationship with Tyler.
Well, my relationship with him is excellent, except on Thursday.
Except on Thursday.
But then, if the finance committee was here too, they're gonna have questions as well.
Right.
Okay, so
Work out.
we can work on that, Jane. You and I will think about a time and to do a joint meeting and the topic it would include.
I mean, does
or-
everybody think at a regular select board meeting would be too much to do that?
no, I think it's
I
great.
don't. Yeah,
I mean,
oh,
we can do it at a regular select board meeting, I'm good with that. if everybody
I'm
else
not
is.
anticipating a long
Right.
session, but
Well,
just,
and do you want to have Senator Comerford at one meeting and Natalie Blaze at
absolutely.
another?
I would encourage to have two.
So
Yeah.
they have more time and,
Yeah.
And the people on the camera can get to see them. So it would
right.
absolutely be a,
Yeah, I think it would be good to have two separate ones.
Well, my other thought is that we all have schedules, but so does she.
oh yeah.
Maybe we should find out when she's available and
That's
then
part
see
of
how
the-
many times
You guys,
how that
sorting it
fits
out.
with all of
Yeah.
us.
she was enthusiastic. She wanted to come, so she
Right.
made that very clear.
And
Yeah.
Natalie's always more than willing to come
Yeah.
too.
I know, and I think we should be doing it on a regular basis.
I know that Senator Comerford on Saturday, while
Could be
we're
at the-
doing,
right.
yeah, she's going to be in Greenfield, and
Right.
she's sent out an invitation. to
okay,
us
good.
to-
So you got that. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be at the Scarecrow in the Park.
Yeah,
so,
it's not, it's
Yeah,
at, yeah.
got that invitation too, and I
yeah.
thinking that that's where I'm gonna come.
Okay. Well, tell her we've had this conversation and we're trying to get on her calendar.
And when you're done, come on up to Scarecrow in the Park and show her some fun events that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have invited
Maybe
It's
her.
a
Yeah.
blast. She'll meet a lot of her
Bring her by.
constituents.
Lunch is on me, just bring her.
Oh, I'll tell her that.
Yeah, Natalie was here not too long ago at the dedication of the Vets Memorial. She was here that day.
I know, yeah, I was sorry to miss that, but I was.
Natalie brings the certificates that we ask for herself.
Right.
She'll drop them off at town hall, like for Stan
Yep.
when he, left,
Right,
and
yep.
Lou's certificates.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that and
Yes.
keep us on schedule
Yes.
with her, if you could. Have that
Thanks.
discipline.
I work to keep you
That's a tough job.
on schedule.
That's good. That's one of the things we count on.
Okay.
All right,
Can I?
Please.
Well, no, I'll save it for later.
all right. Right to farm dispute resolution letter to the Agricultural Commission is the next topic. The town of Bernardston has received a formal complaint from a resident that pertains to the need for partition fences on property lines adjoining improved parcels of land used for agricultural purposes. Per the town of Bernardston right to farm bylaw, the select board will sign a letter forwarding the complaint to the Agricultural Commission, which may review and facilitate the resolution of the grievance and report its findings and recommendations to the select board within an agreed upon time frame. The town administrator made contact with the Agricultural Commission, briefed the chair on the situation, and made sure that this is a proper process toward resolution. I would entertain a motion to approve the letter forwarding the complaint as written to the Agricultural Commission.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion. The Agricultural Commission is a state?
No, it's
Our
our
ag,
commission. It's our
okay.
Bernardston Agriculture Commission.
Gotcha. That's what I didn't understand in this process. So we're going to hand it over to them to
Correct.
provide some kind of resolution.
They're going to work through the dynamics. It's what the bylaw says. They have a resolution disposition in their bylaw.
And
So
what is the complaint about? Can we be more?
the complaint is about a fence, the private property of the owner. He abuts a farmer, the agricultural field there, and the fence has not been maintained properly. There's holes in the fence. Pieces of the fence are missing. So I explained all that to the AgCom chair, and looking at the bylaw, those are the types of things that the resident that's complaining, he abuts the farm, and it's his complaint, and therefore we have to forward it in accordance with the right to farm bylaw.
Okay. I do not remember ever talking about an agricultural commission meeting. Do they meet regularly or just as needed?
I think they meet as needed.
Okay, so this
And
would
she
be one
said
of those.
this, when I talked to the chair, she said we need to, she had made a comment of that they need to get together anyway, that kind of
Okay.
thing, so.
Good. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Bernardston Elementary School building use request. I would entertain a motion to approve the Bernardston Elementary School usage agreement for the Cub Scouts Pack 3 to use the cafeteria and/or gym on Mondays from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. from December 2024 through April 2025 for weekly Cub Scout meetings.
So moved, sorry.
Yeah, and I'll second that. And
Go ahead.
just to add one thing, I'm looking at the times now a second time. We might want to check with the rec committee.
Ooh.
Worried
Yeah.
about
For
basketball.
the basketball.
Yeah, I don't know
What night they do, okay.
I mean, Sarah's a new principal. She's probably already checked into that, but
And she signed the...
maybe those, just have to make sure those two jive.
Right. They
Right,
don't want
well,
to
we
bump...
didn't get a usage request for the basketball yet,
Oh,
so
First come,
this is
first
gonna
serve?
take precedence of whatever the
Well,
basketball.
rec always takes precedence over the town board.
Oh, it does, I didn't know.
Didn't that say cafeteria or gym?
yes.
Yeah.
Indoor gym, yeah. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe they're gonna stay in the
I'll,
caf
I'll,
those nights, but,
I'll check it out,
I mean, I'm good with them doing it, but
yep, so I'll talk to,
to Jen maybe.
yep,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Old business, police detail rate. At the last regular select board meeting, the select board tabled raising the police detail rate in order to gather more information. After conferring with Chief Palmieri, he agreed that when local resources are working the detail for the town, there will be no administrative fee, and the detail would be paid at a lesser rate of $50 per hour. Therefore, I would entertain a motion to raise the police detail rate to $65 an hour under the condition that local resources, our personnel and vehicles, will be paid at the lesser rate of $50 per hour. Funding for this service will come out of Chapter 90 funding.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I did talk to Chief Palmieri as
Yep.
well, and he did say that most of the highway folks have been through the Mass DOT training, and on secondary roads, it's perfectly acceptable for them to do traffic control, so it's very limited times that, and because it is hard to fill a position when you're only gonna pay them $50 versus the 65 they could get crossing town lines.
Mm-hmm.
But he did understand.
right.
Very good. Other business unknown at time of posting. The Town of Bernardston Insulation Project. The Green Committee Chair, Christina Slocum-Wisk, is here this evening to discuss the proposal for insulation at Powers Institute.
Can I just catch you for 1 second? Did
Sure.
we vote on that last motion or not?
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you.
I'm just thinking, I don't think we did.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Okay, good catch. Okay, what's up, Chris?
Well, here is the situation. We're in the process with a deadline of this Friday to apply for the grant for Powers Institute, the $286,000 grant.
Go for it.
One of the
For heat?
questions, yes, for heating and cooling. For one of the questions in applying for the grant is they want to know how well the building is insulated and when it was last insulated. And I'm assuming, because I look back, we took over, the Council on Aging went into the Powers Institute in August of 2002. So there was renovations for, what, 4 years or so, whatever it was, but they completed them in 2002. We don't know what the status is of the insulation. The company that came in, and I reached out to them, to AEG, a couple times, and he finally got back to me and sent me the proposal that I believe you have for the insulation. It is, I'm looking at the wording for the narrative for applying for this grant for the $286,000. And it asks specifically about the insulation. I want to be able to put in the narrative that we're working on it, that we have a proposal, and that the insulation will be upgraded by the time we actually get approval of the grant. And this just came in yesterday. I finally got this. The way we can fund it, I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, it's $13,384.34. He's estimating that the incentive from Eversource would be $9,954 toward that $13,000. And we have enough money right now in our Green Committee fund to cover the balance that would be due.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. I just wanted to bring it to
Ballpark
your
$4,000?
attention. Yeah, it's $3,400, yeah.
Okay.
Because I think it's really important that we be able to apply for the grant for the Powers Institute, the bigger one. And then when I talked with Mark Preventure from AEG, he said they would be able to get the insulation done probably by the end of this year. So it would
Okay.
be done like here during the winter or prior. So the grant, the big grant from DOER, that actually won't be approved until April.
Oh,
It's
so-
awarded.
okay.
So we have time to get the insulation done, but I just want to kind of get your feeling that, yes, we should do this because it is an upgrade and it really is very little cost to us to have it done.
Can you just tell me a little bit about the insulation? Is it in the ceiling? Is it in the walls? It is.
Yeah, it's,
What tab are
it
we
says it, so in the attic floor,
It's after the police detail.
Okay.
Keep going way back.
Way back.
Keep going way back, all the way back. Move your
You
left,
sound
your
like
right
the guy
hand.
that's.
The last
That's the Red Sox.
From last.
Way back.
The last
Keep going.
unnumbered
Page
tab.
from the back.
Keep going. Now it's the next tab.
Next tab. Okay.
There you go.
There's the grant.
What
Okay.
tab is it under?
I've seen the emails.
Page is
Keep going.
Be the last unnumbered
it? I could
tab.
read it to them by the time you find it.
There we go. We got it.
Follow along.
$13,000, $3,400 and 3430.34 to be paid out of your
yes,
Green Committee.
yes.
And here's the weatherization, project eligibility.
So we know that the 9,000 whatever is not guaranteed by Eversource, and I understand that.
Yeah, that's what it
Was
says,
there-
not guaranteed,
yeah.
so. But there's the rebate documentation here, so.
Typically, the rebates are usually pretty close on the rebates.
Yeah,
It may
okay.
vary a couple $100s, but it's usually not more than that. Sometimes it's in our favor, sometimes it's not, but
But it always says
it's
that.
right around there.
No, I understand. So my question was going to go to, let's say it's only $8,954. So my question is, do you have $4,430? This is worst case. To cover that cost in your green.
I have, so here's the other part of that. So we have $12,635.11 in our account, okay?
Yep.
$8,494.86 has to go toward the balance that's gonna be due on the big $286,000.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So that leaves $4,140.25.
I was just thinking
Yeah.
that, let's say it wasn't 9,000, or $10,000 that Eversource was going to give you for all intents and
Or on
purposes.
another spin of it, we could leave that money there and commit some of that ARPA funding
Right.
for this payment.
Yeah,
Right.
And we can obligate it that way,
that's right.
because we have a contract.
So reviewing what they're going to do, attic insulation, weather stripping, wall insulation, and attic air sealing. So,
No attic air sealing.
sorry?
No, it's all what's on the first page. I think you're just looking at the rebate, right?
The project information on,
This is the page.
I understand, but this is what they're talking about. Okay. Attic floor, 9 inches of FGB, whatever that is. Door,
Fiberglass.
oh, thank you.
Fiberglass blaming.
Fiberglass
He's a
bat-
banker, people.
That's my question. Bats?
Was.
He was a banker, people.
Door,
sorry,
2-inch
what? I'm sorry,
poly
I
Say
ISO.
you're gonna use bats. You're not throwing in loose insulation, they're gonna use bats.
Fiberglass bats, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shows it, but this is a picture of
Yeah.
what they look like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm familiar with bats.
right.
So a 2-inch door, poly ISO, whatever that is. A door sweep, which is the thing under, keep the air drafts out. Exterior door weather stripping. That door is in need of that. And a knee wall, poly ISO 2-inch. What's a knee wall?
I think
To
it's
a
up in
knee
the museum. There's little knee walls on the side of that where they have
Okay.
some storage in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Anybody that's been in
Yeah.
the museum, and we encourage people to go there, knows that on the extremities,
Yeah.
it's where the air handlers are and the
right.
Is
electricity.
Jen Reynolds aware of this?
No, I just got it yesterday,
okay.
so I haven't had a chance to talk to her.
Good. So what do you want from us? Support? You
Yeah,
got it.
just I think your support for now, because
The
the
approval.
Green Committee still hasn't discussed this,
Right.
but
And
I
and your
think it,
drop dead is Friday?
yeah, for the, yes.
And when's your next Green Committee meeting?
We don't have one scheduled yet,
Okay. Wow.
so,
It's going to be tight.
yeah, well, we didn't have time this week anyway, so
Yeah.
I find it hard to imagine the Green Committee wouldn't support this book.
I
Yeah.
didn't,
Well, I think we have
Three of
an
the
unofficial.
5 of us are sitting here.
There you go. Out of how many?
5.
5. Oh, there's slam dunk. All right. So again, what do you want from the select board other than
just
a vote
an
of
okay
support?
to go ahead and put in our narrative for the 286,000 that we are
Committed to
working,
this.
we're, I don't know how you want to word it, committing to
Well, we want their commitment to go ahead with.
to go
this.
ahead with getting insulation in prior to the grant, any other work from the grant we're hoping to get next year.
I'll make
So-
a motion to allow the Green Committee to move forward with the AEG quote on the Bernardston Senior Center insulation contract. The total project, $13,384.34, with Bernardston's share to be approximately, depending on the Eversource rebate, $3,430.34. How do we want to pay for it? If I can add that in there. What's everybody think?
I like your idea of
ARPA.
committing some ARPA.
Let's do ARPA.
We have to,
Sorry.
The ARPA money has to be spent or billed. It can't just be
Obligated.
say when
Obligated.
this
Well-
comes through.
Right, it just
She-
has to be
she
obligated.
obligated.
Chris said it could get
said
done
need
by
to be
year end.
obligated, right?
Still,
The contract plus the meeting minutes is a paper trail that the money's been obligated.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Signing the
'Cause we have
contract.
until the end of
Yeah.
25.
So I'll second that.
Yeah.
Spend it.
End of-
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking it was end of.
You have to obligate it by by the end of this
This
year.
Obligated
Must
by
be
the end of-
spent by, gone, contracts completed by next
End
year.
of 25.
Yeah,
right.
I had the wrong years.
Any further discussion?
easy to do.
No?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you
Great,
for doing that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Now we can
Yay.
complete the grant tomorrow,
Either way, that
hopefully.
installation's gonna help. If we
Oh,
don't
yeah.
get the grant, it's still gonna
Right.
help.
Right,
Absolutely.
all right, thank you so
Especially the
much.
door.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, need an extra set of hands. That's in quotes. Kyle Bostrom, who is a teacher at Greenfield High School, sent an email this morning announcing, this morning being Wednesday?
This morning.
This morning.
Today.
Announcing the student intern reimbursement grant, quote, need an extra set of hands, end quote. The grant is funded by Mass DOT. All students are graduates of the Massachusetts Pre-Apprentice and Vocational School Training Program. Students will work for the town during the town, he teaches at Greenfield, but they'll work for the town of
Our town.
Our
Town of
highway
Bernardston.
Yeah.
during their shop week instead of going to school. Reimbursement of student wages up to $15 an hour for 160 hours may be available. This would initially cost the town $2,400 per student for a total of $4,800. I would entertain a motion to approve participation in the student intern reimbursement grant, quote, need an extra set of hands for $4,800 funded out of,
Because we'll have to pay for it and then we have to go in for a reimbursement.
Jane,
So
how have we done that in the past? We did this 2 years ago. I don't think we,
It was
This
out of
was
ARPA.
the kids that worked in
We
the
paid out
summer.
of ARPA last time.
It
Payroll.
was paid out of ARPA?
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
not aware that it was paid out of ARPA. I thought that.
You can look
Just
on the
come out of-
sheet.
Ryan handled it.
Out of
His
the highway
budget.
department,
No.
and then we got it back
And then we
from
got
the,
it back.
I think it was the DOR.
It's the payroll, you can see it in the sheet here. We
Oh.
paid for, it says payroll, that, the payroll was my payroll as the office assistant, and the other ones were the payroll for the 2 interns.
Oh, so it was ARPA.
It was ARPA.
We stand corrected, okay. So out of ARPA,
Well, but then, that this year, that's not obligating, though. This is tricky with the payroll,
Why is that?
obligating the funds. I don't know how long they're working. They could be working through May of next year, right? The school
Again,
year.
the paper trail of the vote of the select board,
Um,
not gonna get us out of trouble?
The paper trail is not well, yeah, I guess it would be. It'd be a grant contract, right?
Yeah.
I'll check on that. So
All right.
can we have it, what would be Plan B, though? Maybe we should vote ARPA would be the
Out
first
of the
choice, and
Highway
then
department and,
snow and ice or something, or what, I mean,
highway department and transfer station.
yeah.
Not
You-
snow
Bri-
and ice.
Brian Minor's budget.
fire
Yeah.
miners budget, okay.
And I guess, yeah, just check with Brian. I mean, I'm sure he could absorb that as, provided we're
Right.
getting the reimbursement.
We are getting, we would be reimbursed for
Yeah.
the amount that we said,
4,800.
but we gotta pay for it up front.
Sure.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
What are you thinking, Jane?
Well, I'm thinking that sometimes it's tricky when you get money back, you're not allowed to put it into wherever you want to.
That's right.
Goes into free cash.
No, not free cash.
No?
The
General fund.
general
Oh,
fund.
even worse, okay.
So is there a better place to, I mean, what if Brian doesn't get it till after this fiscal year?
It could take 6 months, it could take, we got, I think it was like 6 months after we filed for it. We didn't get it for like 6 months, so.
What do you think?
And ARPA's tricky like that, because we don't want it to go back into ARPA.
Right.
Right.
So that's why we might want to try something else for how we're gonna pay for it.
I mean, this wouldn't be the first grant. I mean, the senior center has a bunch of grants that we pay up front and get
Yes.
reimbursed.
Are we signing a grant document for this?
I'll find out, I gotta let him, the gentleman, I gotta reach out to him tomorrow, because it was dependent upon the approval, and then we have to get registered, he said, registered for it.
Is there a timeline on this?
Yes, so, but I'll get,
Well, here's my recommendation,
Yeah.
that you approve it and that you will discuss with finance and the treasurer
How best to pay it.
how to best handle the
That's
payment
reasonable.
and the rebate.
okay,
Because we could have the vote how to pay it whenever, right? This is just to get the process started.
right.
Yes.
And then they'll start charging, once they start working, it'll be $15, whatever, how many hours Brian works, whatever, so.
I would entertain a motion to approve participation in the student intern reimbursement grant, quote, need an extra set of hands, end quote, for $4,800, funding to be determined in consultation with the finance committee and the treasurer.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent.
All right, next up is the town administrator report. You've got 2 minutes.
Which tab?
2 minutes.
No pressure.
You have tabs?
Read fast.
I'm only kidding. You have as much time as
I
you...
have another business, but
Oh.
I'll come after her.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to tell you that the finance committee has been reviewing the feasibility study that the district did on each of the buildings. We have been reviewing as thoroughly as possible the reports on BES. Our plan is to come up with a priority of what we need to do to keep our building in excellent condition. Nothing to do with the school, the building we're talking about.
Yep.
To maintain the integrity of the building and its facility, whatever facilities we need to address.
Okay.
So I thought you guys would probably want to get in on that discussion, but we've got all the books.
Did we find a
In
third
fact, we
copy?
don't have all the
No?
books. The one that should be in the selectman's office is missing. So we got the one from the library, and one of our members is using that, and the book that I got, which was incomplete in that it did not include Northfield in it, but that's okay.
Jordan
we're
said he'd
kinda
get me
sharing
one.
that one back and forth. And we just, we've been working on it now for 2 or 3 weeks.
That's good.
And
So there was a third copy that was shared?
We had a copy and it's gone.
Yeah.
Someone
Have we
picked it up.
checked in with Stan?
I did,
Oh.
and I asked Brian, I thought Brian Hervey had it too,
So I
but,
thought for sure Stan
He
had it, but
doesn't.
he didn't.
Okay.
but I talked to Jordan.
Stan brought it in, I remember when he got rid of it.
Regardless, I talked to Jordan and he's gonna get us another copy. So
Great,
it's not,
okay.
it's not like gonna
Yep.
kill anything, that
Yep,
we'll
well-
get another one.
Want to keep the momentum going here.
Right.
Right. So,
I'm concerned about the finance committee and they need to have a quorum to have your meetings.
well,
You're
we
thin.
have 5 seats and 3 members right now.
Okay.
And I have one that I think is ready to be appointed.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
we'll be back to 4, I hope. And then everybody or anybody out there who knows how to add, multiply, or divide can go online and fill out the volunteer application and say in big bold letters, Finance Committee. Or call me,
Right.
or
Yeah.
call town moderator.
Okay. Great.
Because he's the one who actually makes the appointments.
Not to scare anyone away, it is a big commitment, but it is a rewarding process. If you want to know the nitty gritty of this town, finance committee is a great place to
Place to
serve.
be.
And the tough part of the commitment is during the winter months.
When everybody's looking for things to do.
January through the 1st of May. The rest of the year, we don't meet every week. We try to do things like the capital planning or studying this BES question in our off months so that we keep our momentum going.
Okay, good.
But in the winter, when you don't know what to do, we don't have a fireplace in town hall, so I can't say come and sit by the
If
fireplace.
anything, bring your sweater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's always warm, it's warmer here than in my house, so.
All right. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
No, thank you.
We should put a fireplace in here. They could all sit around sipping hot cocoa,
And
discussing.
we would
Yeah.
never get the fire department to agree to that. Trust me.
I know.
Even a fake one?
Oh, that, we could put it up on a screen.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
true.
those.
No, fireplace is done high up there.
Okay, the town administrator report.
All right, so, remember last week, more so for Brian Hervey, we discussed the Franklin County Technical School Subcommittee for, the collective bargaining representative. And I did call the school and said that you were interested. Unfortunately, you couldn't be at the October 8th meeting.
Correct.
Anyways, they met and they selected, I might be saying this name wrong, forgive me, Melande DeWitt was selected as a representative for the district. So your services are no longer needed.
Oh,
And the written letter from the school is at tab 2 saying that, so. But so I did call the school because I was concerned, like, did they not enter your, and she confirmed, nope, everybody knew you were interested, but when they voted or whatever, they had selected Mrs. DeWitt, or Ms. DeWitt, so.
What town is she from?
New Salem.
Yes. Also, I want to bring this up. I think we already kind of know or talked about it, but on the 30th of October, the FERCog is having a rural legislative priorities meeting, and
Fifth
that's also
Wednesday.
select board meeting evening.
Yeah.
And select boards, town administration, and finance committees are invited to this meeting. So I went back to Rebecca Boyd and said, hey, this is the deal. We have our select board meeting, and she assured me that, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, we're aware of that, but maybe someone from the finance committee can come. So Jane's tracking that. But I just wanted to make sure, does one of you want to go that night? I don't know.
I already told Rebecca it was our select board.
Okay, so
night, and
we're committed
she's-
to our, right, I just
Yeah.
wanted to know if maybe one of you we still would have a quorum with 2 of you if one of you wanted to attend that. I
What
wasn't
was
sure.
the hours on that?
It's 5:30 to 7:30 on Wednesday, October 30th at the Oliver Transit Center at the Allen Meeting Room. And it's they got a pretty extensive agenda. I'm sure we want representation there, is my point.
I'm sure that I'll probably go. I'll just have to trust you guys by yourselves.
So Jane, if you're gonna go, you have to respond and register,
I
just
know,
so,
I
all
have-
right.
Do you want to
I
go?
have-
Well, I
She
was
sent me an
thinking,
email.
Okay, you got, yeah, I figured, I know she did,
You or
'cause she
I,
confirmed.
I can do it, if that's,
It's up to you, I just wanted
if
to,
you
and I can
want
have the
all
meeting?
three of us
Sure.
here for the select board,
Well,
or
if
if
you wanna-
you're happy with two of you here.
Yep.
or-
all right, so this email, I'll forward it to you because you have to register. You have
I
to-
think I actually
Okay, then
think I
click on
got
the
it.
link
I
and
think I
do what
got
you
it.
need to do if you're gonna go. And then
Great.
we'll
Just keep
carry
that in
on,
mind
Thank
for
you,
your
Brent.
notes, that we don't put anything
heavy on.
big on that
Right,
agenda
Right.
that
Right
night.
on.
that
Yeah, we won't
all
take
three of
votes.
us should
That's
vote on.
standard operating procedure.
Yeah.
When
Okay, fair
one of
enough.
us is missing,
Okay.
we don't take any
I'm
But you
glad
can
we
still do the
talked about it
payroll
then,
and
because
all
I think it's important, I think it
Yep.
is important, right, Jane, you know?
Yeah, Have you ever gone to one of those before, Jane?
I've gone to a lot of stuff at the COG.
That one
but
didn't sound
this
familiar to
last
me.
year- No, the title didn't sound the same.
You can Zoom it too, by the way. that
Right.
meeting. It's better to be in person, but
Yeah, I
'cause
think
you get
it
to see the
is.
body language and
Right.
whatever else.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking of the tabletop.
Okay, so
one.
I will.
So if you could forward that to me.
Yeah, I will
I'll
forward this
register
to
and-
you. Pass this to him.
Yep.
And then if you don't get it from me by tomorrow, shoot me a reminder, but
Okay.
I should, I just want to make sure because you should register tomorrow, right?
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Sure.
All right, and then last but not least, it's just a good news story. Jennifer Reynolds wanted me to let you know that
Sugar.
Jason Dean from Foster's Supermarket donated a shopping cart to the Senior Center pop-up pantry. And the donation saved the Senior Center about $500 from having to buy one. So I thought that meant that she got a shopping cart of food or whatever, but it's just the shopping cart.
Right.
Which I guess comes in very handy, so.
It's huge. The
Okay,
pop-up
good.
pantry, at the end of each pop-up pantry, there are people that haven't picked up their package, whatever, and we have to move it back into the refrigerators, freezers. area.
Okay, good, so it's very helpful to
And,
have
yeah,
it.
we have two carts, and the wheels on the two carts, they're horrible. So,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Is one enough?
Probably for storing it, I bet
Yeah,
you.
it provides
up-
back and forthing. Yeah.
So that's all I have. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Apropos when you mentioned Jen, I have something to read here. The Massachusetts Technology Collaborative. To Jennifer Reynolds, dear Jennifer, on behalf of the Massachusetts Technology Collaborative and Massachusetts Broadband Institute, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude for your participation as a lightning round presenter during the October 9th event to celebrate the digital equity movement here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Your first-hand experiences and insight are crucial to not only the success of this event, but to the growing digital equity ecosystem. Wow. Your stories continue to underscore the vital work being done by our most trusted community-based institutions. Thank you for taking the time to share your journey and for your dedication to closing the digital divide. Your leadership and commitment to advancing digital equity play a pivotal role in shaping, I can't read tonight, shaping a more inclusive environment for all across the Commonwealth. With gratitude, Carolyn Kirk, Chief Executive Officer, Massachusetts Technology Collaborative. So Jennifer was one of the presenters at this event on October 9th. It was something that found its way through
Yeah.
the expenses she, on town time, but on her own she went and presented this. And she told the story of how the Senior Center has moved into the 21st century with the technology being offered to our seniors. The training programs, the issuance of the not laptops, but
iPads?
The public
iPads,
space to
yeah.
the computer lab.
And
Yeah.
she's was the precursor to your efforts in getting Advantech involved in the Senior Center and upgrading their technology platform there, again, in service to the town, but also to the seniors in the town. So she explained what she did as the Senior Center Director and what can be done in this process and how far she's moved our technology from nothing to leading edge at this point. So, all good.
Good, very good.
I want to thank Jennifer for her participation in that.
All right. I'll put that in her file.
Is that? Thank you.
That's it.
With that, I think I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:10.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.